How are the people around you inspiring what you believe to be possible? You know, I had an old coach who used to reference Roger Bannister, who was the man that broke the 4-minute mile. And previously to Roger Bannister, they thought that it was something that was physically impossible. They didn't think that a human being could run a mile in under 4 minutes. And Roger Bannister, while an accomplished runner, was not a professional runner. And so they had year after year after year professional runners with sponsors lined up whose only job was to run for a living. And they were trying to break this record. And time after time after time again, they couldn't do it with news crews present and sponsors lined up and the best of training. But Roger Bannister was a medical student, and he was in his residency, and he was not sponsored, and he was not a full-time runner, and the only time that he had to train was 30 minutes every day at lunch. And so Roger Bannister had the brilliant idea to take this big goal, running a mile in under 4 minutes, and break it up into small, actionable steps. You guys might have heard something like that before. And so he said, well, if I want to run a mile in under 4 minutes, that just means that I need to run 4 quarter miles in under a minute each. So because he didn't have hours to train, every day he would go down to the track for his 30 minutes, and he would run a quarter mile in under a minute, under a minute, under a minute, as many times as he could before he had to go back to class. And then one day, he strung enough of those under a minute miles together that he broke the 4-minute mile. And he's most well known for that. A feat that was humanly impossible, they thought, and Roger Bannister did it. But what he's less known for, the other record that he holds, is that he is also the person with the shortest tenure of holding that record. Because just 46 days later, what happened? Someone else broke his record. And then it was rapid fire, under 4 minutes, under 4 minutes, under 4 minutes. What is 4 minutes? To this day, 1,663 people have gone on record doing the impossible, running a mile in under 4 minutes. 4 minutes is just an artificial stopping point. It doesn't actually exist. It's a self-proclaimed limit. And once Roger Bannister showed everybody that that belief wasn't real, then magically everyone else could run under 4 minutes. Well, not everyone else, not me. What is your 4 minutes? If we only consult reality for what's possible, our world will never change. I've come to understand that it is not who we are that holds us back. It's who we think we're not. And it's not what we're capable of that holds us back. It's what we believe to be impossible simply because we haven't seen it done before. What do you believe is impossible simply because you haven't seen it done before? The last question of QL that I'm supposed to cover with you is how to fund your mission to make the biggest impact. Well, yesterday, you spent the whole day getting financial advice from a billionaire. So while I have done very well for myself, when given the choice to take money advice between me and Gary Keller, please always choose Gary. Always. So what you did hear Gary say is don't chase money and success. Become the best version of you, and money and success will chase you. Yes? In other words, what he means is don't chase impact. Become the best version of yourself, and then impact happens as a natural byproduct. So instead of talking about money advice, because you promised me you'd only take Gary's, let's talk about how we blow up your life. Let's talk about how we get money and success to chase you. Sound good? Want to know the secret? The way you make the biggest impact, the way you change the world, is you start with you. This is inside to outside. You put the person together so the world can fall into place. You with me? It's up to you. And the good news is you get to decide. And well, the bad news is you get to decide. So if you can decide that you're not worthy and you're not capable, if you can decide that you aren't going to have a big life, that success is reserved for the chosen few, it means that you can also decide over the next couple of days, today, or better yet, right now, that you are the type of person that achieves greatly. You're the type of person who makes their dreams a reality. The type of person who takes life by the collar. The type of person who's going to find out just how big they can blow up their life while they're here. And if you're waiting for the perfect time or permission, this is it. If you're waiting for that defining moment, consider this it. Because there's never going to be a perfect time to be who you were born to be. So shouldn't you just start now? You'll never be closer to your dream life than you are today. So shouldn't you just take action now? The time's going to pass either way. You might as well spend it in pursuit of something more. At some point, we have to embrace the uncertainty, the uncomfortable, because it's the only path forward. Action is the only path forward. Action is the only path forward. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's not circumstance. It's developing a great plan and executing that plan with grit and tenacity and passion day in and day out until the visions in our head become our reality. So let's stop praying to live a challenge-free life. And instead, start praying that the challenges that come our way give us the strength to transform into who we were born to be. A big life never promised to be an easy one. A big life never promised to be an easy one. We need to give up the lie that it's supposed to be. Just give up the lie that it's supposed to be. Listen, guys, I don't know what's hidden inside of you. I have no way of knowing that. I don't know your aspirations, your longings, your skills, your secret talents. I have no way of knowing that. But I know something miraculous lives in you. Something amazing lives in you, and bringing that to light is going to take work and faith and focus and courage. And the clock is ticking, and the world is spinning, and you simply don't have time anymore to think small. Success is not going to interrupt you. Your dream life is not going to interrupt you. You will have to go find it, build it, craft it, create it. Bless you. It's your life, by the way. These past few days were not intended to be a passive experience. They were intended to be a call to action. Make your life a battle cry. Make a decision about who you want to be in this world. And as a result of becoming that person, what you might also achieve. Life is short and rare and amazing and miraculous. So be bold in your vision for your life. Be audacious in the dreams that you have and the actions that you're willing to take to bring them to light. And remember this: success is not about what you do. It's not about what you do. Success is about who you become and how many people you help along the way.